an eminent panel which is joining us. We're joined by PKD Nambiar, who is a political analyst. We're also joined by Rohan Srivastava. We're joined by Advocate Atikur Rahman, and later we'll be joined by a historian as well. So, this country at the moment?
Absolutely no. In fact, from the last 3 4 days, if I one of the two or three prominent channels, we were having only a purely on an economic discussion based on the data, whether it is unemployment or the job, the economic, the petrol price rise, and etc. So we are a vibrant democracy. None of these things can be taken away by merely some kind of a narration by one or two people. And I think we have a very strong media which is predominantly left driven. Of course, these days you can also find some of these channels who would be talking about the right wing. Even today, most of the print media in this country are left thought process liberal, who are the one who writes or the narrative of this country. So I don't I don't believe that that is there. Then please understand that we are a very one of the oldest civilization in this world. None of these issues which we are talking about, whether it is Kashi, Ayodhya, Mathura, none of these things have started after Modi came into the power or the BJP. It is much before the BJP was formed or even the RSS was formed. So these are centuries old disputes or cases which was going on. In the case of Mathura, for an example, Kashi, in 1936, if I recall, and the other panelists can, maybe the historian you have, so he can correct it. The Waqf board of that time has went to the court in Varanasi, the British court, asking for to give them the land. It should the masjid land, the Gyanvapi masjid land should be given it to them for as a Waqf land. But the court that time, the British court has said that it is a historic site, it's an ancient temple, will not be given.
Why in a short span of time we are having the Gyanvapi issue?
We are as I said, we are a democratic country, highly politicized. Anything and everything in this country is politicized. Even if it is in a mohalla, there is some kind of a small incident. If there is nothing else is there, it will become a breaking news tomorrow. So only thing is that, I mean, it is also important that every kind of a discussion should be coming forward. It is true that all these issues have been centuries old. We all know that historically, Aurangzeb, Babur, and many of these Mughal brutal rulers have done a great injustice to this country and to the cultural heritage and the belief system of this country. I only can just wish and tell the people of the Muslim brothers of today, today's generation, we are a technologically advanced generation. Isn't it a high time that we all, I mean, it's not about me and you, it's all about every Indian in this country or in this subcontinent knows that the importance of Kashi, in the importance of Mathura, the importance of Ayodhya, it is embedded in our culture. So what are we even looking at? Just imagine that in Mathura, I was told by somebody, it is like 1/6 of an acre. And that is the land abutting to the mandir. Everybody knows that these are all demolished structures. One is this the Places of Worship Act of 1991. First and foremost, this act itself is unconstitutional because we have nowadays we talk about constitution.
But it's been passed by the parliament.
That's precisely. So as with the CIA. So you know that CIA is also passed by the parliament, but people still have a different view. So I'm talking about my view because there is no law which says that it cannot be further go for a judicial review. If a law which cannot go for a further judicial review, that means that law itself is unconstitutional. Now, it's of course, there is a bench of Supreme Court is still to vet that particularly. It's a sub judice matter. So let's not going further. So I'm just talking about the 1991 Act, which was done hurriedly by the Congress government just to from the point of view of minority appeasement and to put a lot of things under the carpet. Fine, because just they wanted to clear up a lot of things. Now coming back to the second part. Why don't we accept this particular fact? There is a lot of historic wrong has been done to this society. There are millions of masjids in this country, maybe the largest in the world. There may not be even, whether it is in Pakistan or in many of the Muslim countries, may not be even having 1/4 of the number of masjids which the India might have. When we all know that Kashi, Mathura, and Ayodhya is so significant for every Hindu or every Indian for that matter, it is embedded in the culture and every oxygen what we breathe. The Lord Ram and Krishna is embedded in it. Why don't we accept it? What are we even fighting for? No, 1 second. One second. You just let me. What are we even fighting for? We are fighting for a small piece of land, which everybody knows that anybody whomsoever is eating a chapati or a rice in the morning to evening will understand it was a temple which was demolished by a cruel ruler, whomsoever it could be. There was a lot of bloodshed has been done for that particular stuff. It was all looted, which is already a part of a history. But why don't we correct that history? Today's our Muslim brothers and sisters have an opportunity to correct that mistake which has been done to their brothers, Hindu brothers. Why don't they open up their arms? I know that my own family in Kerala had given a huge parcel of land to build up a masjid once upon a time. I'm talking about 150, 200 years back. So there are thousands of stories of such you will be able to hear in this part of the continent, wherein the Hindu kings have opened their arms, given them the land, even allowed them to convert into the Islam. So that kind of a land, why this hatred? Why don't you give that small piece of land, which is of course a shift? And let me also ask one last question. I don't want to just we all know that the Islam do not believe in idol worship. We all know that. Everybody understands they are absolutely against it. And it is even said, मुझे नहीं पता, maybe my co-panelist Atik Saab can confirm, ऐसे भी कहते हैं कि जो ऐसे जो कब्जा लिया हुआ जमीन पे मस्जिद बनता भी नहीं है. सुनने में आया कि वो सही है कि नहीं है, गलत है, आप बता सकते हैं. And जब ये पता है कि एक जगह where there is a shivling is there, or the various idols of Devi, gods and goddesses are there, what are you going to get out of it? Yes, blunder is being done by a criminal. I don't call them rulers; they were criminals.
But before that, Rohan, I want to get a historical perspective, because if tomorrow then some other issue can come up.
May I answer you on that? About 40 years back, if I recall, maybe I may be just 4 or 5 years of age then. Then the VHP international president Ashok Singhal, which he played a major role in this Ayodhya Ram Janmabhoomi movement, he said, "My dear Muslim brothers and sisters, give us these 3 places. We will ensure that there won't be any further, as many as temples may have been demolished and made mosques, but these 3 places are so important for us. At least give us that. This is my..."
Sir, where is the congenial atmosphere wherein the minorities can expect it to toe your line? Where is the congenial atmosphere? For the minorities, the Sanghis are saying that they should go to Pakistan every day, every evening, every night.
No, I don't want this to be like a typical TV debate, so I'm just keeping.
Come on, sir. This is the reality, sir. Every spokesperson mentioned this. This is religious bigotry, nothing else. You want to change democratic India into a theocracy? What is the aim of these young elements?
Atikur Rahman, isn't there a case that perhaps the communities can come together and
can I complete
issue among themselves rather than this getting entangled in the judiciary and the courts?
Can I just
so build a congenial atmosphere, na? The government is duty bound to build a congenial atmosphere, which the BJP has failed to do in the 8 years.
That's the point. Where is that atmosphere where the two communities can come together and resolve the issue? Yes.
Can I just complete my statement? I'm only saying that this history, what even Mr. Srivastava was talking about, these are histories which is being created by a certain some element may be true, but these are history which is we have been hearing it for a couple of years from these left historians who have always created a history wherein the Cholas are never mentioned. The Akbar was the great, the Babur was the greatest ever ruler in this world. The Aurangzeb was the best man in the world has ever been produced. That is the reason he has got roads in his name in all across. I think the Vedas, the Puranas, our epics like Mahabharata and Ramayana was even much before these histories what these people are talking
Right.
about. Let me tell
Right.
you,
I want
all
to
these, whether it is Mahabharat, no, 1 second, whether it
Yes.
is Ramayana or Mahabharat, all these places have been mentioned about the Kashi and the importance of Kashi. And just don't make this as if more of like something like one particular fine day. Some of the Hindus and Narendra Modi and his gangs have got up and just asking for this. All these Muslims should be going. I will never be asking any of every Muslim in this country as is equally as much as important as me. But one thing I will tell you: stop this crying that minority. There is nothing called as minority. I am coming from a place. I am from the Malabar coast, where the Muslims are the majority. Where the Muslims are majority, I am a minority there. So should I